Every year on December 22nd or 23rd at the winter solstice, people in the city of Shantou in Guangdong province hold memorial ceremonies for their ancestors. Strangely, one family always worships an 18th century king of Siam. Siam is the old name of Thailand. In its 800-year history, the country was ruled by 4 dynasties. The third, called the Donbori dynasty, had just one king, Taksin. The worshippers belong to a family called Zheng, who come from the village of Huafu in the Qinghai region of Guangdong. Xie Muchuan is a professor at the South China University of Technology. He spent 6 years writing a biography of King Taksin. In the course of researching the book, he paid several visits to Thailand.
达信大帝就叫正信，泰国4个朝代52位皇帝，其中只有4位被称为大帝。称为大帝主要的文韬武略，就是在历史上功劳最大。
Professor Xie claims that Zheng Xin was the first Chinese-born king of a foreign country. Zheng came originally from Huafu in the Qinghai district of Shantou. The stone gate has guarded the village for more than 600 years. It was built to protect the village from the pirates who raided the town frequently and forced the locals to flee overseas. 2 Chinese characters are carved on the stone gate, Zi Li, literally meaning hometown. They are thought to have been carved as a reminder of home for those who traveled from the village to distant lands. Zheng Xin's father, Zheng Yong, was one of those who left Huafu. After a voyage lasting several weeks, he reached Ayutthaya, capital of Siam.
到了大城以后呢，他就做小生意，很吃苦，很耐劳，所以慢慢，他积累了一点钱，后来就成家了，娶了一个老婆，是太降罗的女人。7月4号早晨，首都大城天非常好。但突然狂风大作，雷雨交加，并且把他的房子给雷击了，击了一下，他生下来了，所以叫他的雷震子。
The baby was Zheng Xin. His father died a few years after he was born. According to folklore, Zheng Xin had a strange physical resemblance to the Buddha in that his height was equal to the distance from fingertip to fingertip when his arms were outstretched. Because of this resemblance, the boy was adopted by the finance minister, who provided an education for him. When Zheng Xin was 13 years old, he joined the Imperial Guard. In 1997, the Thai princess Mahachakri Sindridorn visited Huafu, bringing with her a crown made of golden silk for Zheng's descendants. Her visit featured a gathering of local dignitaries and Thai-based Chinese, who paid their respects at the tomb of King Taksin. For almost a decade afterwards, Huafu worked to develop a tourist site to commemorate the legendary king. The project was designed by experts from Sun Yat-sen University in 1997. But it faced a major stumbling block. The total investment would amount to the huge sum of 200 million yuan. And so, due to a lack of money, the project was suspended for a decade. Zheng Xin was a hard-working man. By the age of 31, he had been appointed to a high official rank. In 1765, Siam was invaded. The strong resistance put up by the Siamese army was undermined by the government corruption, and the country was eventually defeated. After 417 years, the Ayutthaya dynasty came to an end. In the wake of this defeat, Zhengxin became determined to restore Siam to its former glory. He formed an army made up of Thai and Chinese troops, and after 6 months of fighting, they drove the enemy forces out. On December 28, 1767, Zhengxin, at the age of 33, became king of Siam. The dynasty he founded was known as Donbori and was the third imperial dynasty in Thailand's history. Afterwards, Zhengxin's fellow townspeople, having fought alongside him, returned home to China. They took with them 18 pots filled with gifts from the king. The travelers were curious about the gifts sealed in the pots, and so they opened them on the ship home. However, the 17 pots they opened contained only salty vegetables and disgusted. The villagers threw them overboard into the sea. However, the Chinese travelers lived to regret their rashness, for back in their village, they found treasure hidden beneath the salty vegetables in the one remaining pot. The king had covered the treasure to hide it in the event that the ships were attacked by pirates. The remaining pot has been kept for more than 200 years in Huafu. It is the only tangible link between the village and King Taksin. In the autumn of 1782, King Taksin passed away. The people of Huafu brought 2 of his suits, one Thai and one Chinese, back to the village to remember him by. They buried the suits in the Wuya area of the village, and thus created the only tomb of an overseas king on Chinese territory. Sadly, the old tomb was washed away in flooding during the Qing dynasty. The existing tomb was rebuilt in 1985. Today, Thai-based Chinese people regularly visit Da Feng Mountain to worship Da Feng, the great 11th century monk of the Song dynasty. On one particular day, 2 men, Du Xiaoshi and Chen Kexin, were waiting at the crossroads. They had a plan in mind. King Taksin united the Thai and Chinese people in defense of Siam against foreign aggressors. The soldiers weren't the only Chinese people to make sacrifices during the war. Chinese merchants also sent donations to the king to support the war effort.
因为他是华裔，所以容易比跟他们打交道，有这个号召力。所以有一个是，也是泰国一个官员，他说过，只有他才能做到这一点。
A bus rented by a visiting group of Thai Chinese reached the crossroads. Du and Chen were excited at the sight of so many visitors. They managed to find the group's leader. But after only a few words, they were evidently disappointed by what he had to say.
无奈了，只能是这样。刚才这个会长说，是今天过来他们是专线的，就是来祭拜这个大风祖师，所以是很难找到合适的客商跟我们谈。他会帮我们关注这件事，等以后有机会再跟我们联系。
Under King Taksin's rule, Thais and Chinese were all treated equally. The policy encouraged many businessmen living on China's southeast coast to emigrate to Thailand. Today, around 4/5 of the 7 million Thai Chinese are descendants of immigrants who came initially from Shantou. King Taksin died before he could complete the process of unifying Thailand. In 1955, the Thai government made December 28th the anniversary of King Taksin's crowning a national holiday. In the 1950s, a monument to King Taksin was inaugurated by King Bhumibol Aduladej. On the monument are carved the words, "The King is a great man in Thailand."